And there's fire in the intake.
There is
fire. Oh, come here.
What up, everybody? If you like weird Canadians, I'm your guy. Hit that subscribe button. Last video we got our trigger wheel all set up. Today we figured out our wiring, so now we have to wire it in. And that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna get it wired in enough that we can hopefully make it run. We actually went ahead and added a port here for our map sensor. So this is actually on the engine side of the throttle bodies, and it doesn't hit, just to make sure. And I'm still wiring, but we needed a map sensor. So Smokio's got my back. He's looking for a rubber hose for our map sensor. Got wired up here. This is gonna run from there into there. Fuel injectors are wired up. This is gonna be 12 volt power. This needs 12 volt power as well, but stuff is starting to get laid out, maybe, question mark. Coil pack is wired in. Grounds here, grounds here. It's a half-ass. We're not running a TPS. We're just gonna say frigate.
Yeah, we also said that nitrous don't use amateur oxide.
What? Amateurs don't use nitrous oxide?
No. This is the pin plug-in for the micro squirt. Kyle had to get the adapter piece here. Because this micro squirt plugs into the ECM on a 3.5-inch headphone cable and goes to an old school serial cable. So now we have to go serial to USB because it's 2021 and what the heck is going on? So when you plug this in, are we gonna hear like a dial-up internet or a fax sound or anything?
Yeah, you go try and use a telephone inside that we don't use anymore because everyone's got a cell phone. But if you picked it up, it would have like a static noise. Because someone's on the internet and you gotta listen. Mom, I'm on the internet playing RuneScape. Remember way back in the day when you had to download like nudies on LimeWire and you would be like 23% downloaded and it'd just be a bunch of lines and it would almost come down to her titties and then like another line would render and then another line.
Yeah.
Why won't it?
We got gauges.
But.
And an error message.
An error message. We were so close.
Creating Project Lawnmower. What's the error message for?
I don't know. I seriously would tell you if I knew.
Is it saying danger to manifold?
The floor pan's falling out of it.
That's exactly what happened. The floor pan is gone. So you got it reading.
Yeah. Single wheel missing tool. Yep. 36 missing teeth.
Look at this mad scientist over there.
I'm just so confused right now. I'm not a tuner by any means, so I don't. I'm a closed loop cowboy. I let Holly take the wheel. If this was Holly, I'd be like, okay, you just put in your fuel injector settings and you fire it up. That's basically how it works. And this thing is like, I got a lot of things to figure out here.
This one's for you, Peg. She's in the ketchup.
She's super, yeah, that's 65,000 RPM right there.
Hard in the ketchup.
Hard. That's not us zip tying the oil can up. Wouldn't be us. The zip tie didn't grab. Cheap Princess Auto zip tie.
Now you just need some bias plies for this rig.
Zip ties, bias plies. I think those are bias ply slicks.
Oh, sick.
We got zip ties and bias plies, baby. Basically, I just want to see if it's gonna roll over by itself and not die. Well, first of all, it doesn't sound good.
For those of you who don't remember, this motor
was on fire at one point.
Was in a quad that caught fire.
And then I never touched it. I didn't ever see it running, so this is... Do I look cool? Do I look cool yet?
The Carhartt hat kind of makes you look like a forklift operator.
No?
Yeah.
Steal your cousin? Steal my cousin?
Back?
Steal my cousin from you? So the thing that I looked up, I didn't look up online, but I think I read it somewhere and it was the back of my head, but we have to go, the number of coils, because there's only one input and there's no cam sensor, I believe we have to use a waste spark system instead of, because it doesn't know which cycle of the engine it's on if you just use a single trigger tooth. So it has to fire the spark plug every time the piston goes up. So it fires the spark plug even on the exhaust stroke. So it fires on the compression and exhaust, and that's why it wasn't working, because with one missing tooth, you don't know
which is which.
Which rotation the engine is on.
And now, unfortunately, we are out of the ketchup.
We didn't get any RPM.
You got no RPM.
We're gonna take the case off. It's not reading with this style sensor, I guess.
So,
We're not robbing parts off this car or anything.
we're not taking parts off of a car that went 814
Put on a lawnmower.
to go on a lawnmower.
But this speed sensor back here, I wonder if this is gonna work. So here's the other sensor. It is also written in Chinese, I think. No, Mexico. That's a good one. Good, made in Mexico.
Yeah, so that means it works on the streets. So the Mustang sensor fits in.
But it might be a bit too long. We're trying to clearance for the new sensor because the new sensor is so much longer than the old sensor.
So now that you got the sensor in.
So brown goes to brown. I think.
I thought it was once it was brown, you flush it down.
Yeah, when it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, let it mellow. We should get something, hopefully.
So new sensor.
Different sensor, yep. Maybe. This is just... nothing, man. So our sensor is like, it's a little bit off to one side, but I put it tighter, maybe that's gonna work. I'm thinking like the gap is too far away, maybe. We have some sort of RPM. Let's see if we have...
Cranking, it was half RPM, sync was there.
Let's just see if we have...
Spark?
yeah, spark. Yep. Dude! We might be able to make this run! I don't know what I did different. The sensor's like a little bit cockeyed now, but I put it a little bit tighter so the air gap was less, and now we have some sort of spark. I'm gonna see if the like the inlet to this, the rubber side, maybe it's the same size as that, and we could just clamp it on there.
So the -6 line
Just slips right over.
with the fitting off. So slip on.
Hose clamp. Gotta get a different one than this one, and then do the same thing on the other side. Put it through the regulator.
I really feel comfortable about introducing fuel to this mixture based on the quality of twist and tape and twist and not taped and the random wires that are just there, and then the 12-volt battery that you touch the starter to spark. It's going to be a great idea. I'm going to get a fire extinguisher ready.
Yeah, there's one at the front of the car there.
We're good.
It's a new addition to the shop, though.
Yeah, safety 7th, I think, maybe 69th.
Fuck. Let's try it and see if we got fuel pressure, I guess. I mean, sounds like fuel pressure to me. No, we have pressure, but it just didn't fire.
No. But you were getting signal, but it looked like it was syncing and not syncing on the screen.
Is it? Wire's getting hot. Hello? I could hear someone cranking it. We're trying to figure it out. You're cranking it.
It was the mower cranking it, not us cranking it.
Oh, my bad.
You guys were cranking it, you look like it. Underhill's got us going out on a date jacket.
I do. Dan took me out for dinner.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Who was dessert? Okay.
We're excited now? Oh, I don't know.
Well, it went full sync there.
It tried to start for a second. Crap that. We're getting a more
You don't need to worry about that backfire and the fuel and all these open wires, Dan.
Don't worry about that.
That's not what I was worried about at all. I'm just seeing smoke. I want to know what it's doing.
It is leaking out through here, though.
It almost seems like it's coming out the intake.
It is coming out the intake a little bit.
Okay.
So we got an intake manifold leak right here. It's coming out beside the intake.
Yeah, no, I mean, out here. It's almost like it's blowing out there.
Also, I'm glad your garage isn't within 500 meters of a school, because...
Yeah, Movember is kind of over, Dan.
Yeah, I'm a little attached. Oh yeah, big time.
On the intake flange?
Wow,
Oh yeah.
I thought I saw fuel down here, but that would, yeah, that'd do it.
So it's on that flange?
Yeah. Woo! And there's fire in the intake.
There is
fire. Oh, come here.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Definitely a little flame there.
Who's got marshmallows?
Right? I realized that was the fuel line. I'm like, ha ha ha. Whoa, let's.
Don't want to lose that muscle.
So are we 180 out?
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Wait a minute.
I think we're
Are we
180 out.
spinning it backwards? Is there a way that we have the starter hooked up backwards? Is that possible?
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, is this running backwards right now?
I can't help but my brain is saying that.
Backwards man, the backwards
180
man.
or we're
Yeah.
backwards? What's going on
Timing's
here?
180 out or
Put your hand over the back of the exhaust here and see if we're sucking in.
Oh yeah, that's sucking in hard.
So why are we
Put your,
spinning?
put your hand over that.
So we're spinning the motor over backwards.
How the?
Well, the transmission must be in reverse. Put it in neutral, bot.
How does that even happen?
Well, because in the last one you were doing the motor does this one does this, that one does that, so I need to put it in this way.
Yeah, and then I put the starter in and then it went backwards what I thought it was supposed to go.
But then you took the starter out when you took the case
But
off.
the starter can't turn any other way. The starter only spins one way.
Yeah, that's right. There's no other way to do that yet.
It's,
Oh, it's blowing
hang
out
on,
the
I can see fuel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like-
it was on fire. We know.
No,
So-
like there's a puddle.
Yes.
Like air should be blowing out of here.
Yes, it is.
What in the actual f is going on right now?
So can you change timing on the laptop to
That's not going
180?
to change anything.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't.
And then the
We need
other
fuel to
thing,
go into the engine, not out of the engine.
and then the other thing is if it spins the other way, now my trigger wheel is 68 degrees the other way.
60 degrees?
Yeah, so it's 60 degrees before top dead center. Now it's going to be 60 degrees after top dead center, which is no good. Holy bananas.
I mean, this is one of our more complex scenarios, not going to lie.
How did we even manage? How did we even manage that? Okay. It spun this way.
clockwise.
Okay, where's this way then?
Yep.
Mr. Matt, how you doing?
Dad, what's up?
I have a very important question for you. When this quad caught fire, what services were you doing to it?
I had a bunch of it apart. I honestly don't remember what I was doing.
Is
I
there-
know I had
is there-
carburetors on.
Any way, shape, or chance that this thing had an incorrect starter put on it and is spinning the motor over backwards?
I don't think so. It got dropped off to me and it wasn't running. And when I was trying to get it running, I got it fired, but it backfired and blew the carburetors off and lit on fire.
So we just had this catch fire on the intake tubes.
That fucks it up more.
Um,
Because that's a one-way clutch.
Yeah, it'll only turn it over that way.
My head hurts worse.
Yeah, so we're confused now. But we figured we'd call you and see. But this thing, it seemed to do literally the exact same thing. It was turning over. We got a spit, and then we got fuel in the open intake pipe, and literally, it was on fire. It was neat.
yeah, and it wasn't cool for me because I almost burned Alex's house down.
Yeah, and you were sitting on top of the quad while it was trying to start too, so.
Oh, there's a mark. The dot right there.
I know you don't want to do this, but I really want to take this fucking top end off so we can look at the valves like we just
Do it
talked
then.
about.
Why not?
I don't know. I just didn't figure you wanted to go that way.
I really don't want to go that route.
But we're kind of.
But we're so far into this now that I assume that the engine just didn't work because it caught fire and it was all like mechanically working and it just didn't have fuel going to it. So I could.
Sure.
But it went to Matt for a mechanical issue, and while Matt was getting it running, it caught fire on him.
So now we're into this motor a lot more than I thought it was. And had I known it was like this much of an issue, I would have.
It's still only easy.
This is Matt just said this is still relatively easy though.
Okay, so let's figure out. Well, the valves are connected to that piece. Like the rockers. Oh. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, that's the cam caps and everything.
This is uncharted territory.
Super uncharted.
This is what three meatheads wondering at what they're looking at while looking at it looks like. This is what it looks like.
Sloppy.
That is slacking further
This
than
is
shit.
sloppier than my mother's vagina, man. Holy fuck.
Matt said something about pointing backwards.
That was easy.
That was way easier than expected.
Suck in.
Okay, what to find out?
So these two are sealing right now, the intake valves, but we sprayed the middle one. The middle one's not sealing, and if you just crank it over with a spark plug in there, you'll actually feel the compression come back out this cylinder on the intake flange. So
With no valves opening.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to take the head off this thing. Yeah. All right, to sum everything up, we've got some troubles with the engine. It seems like the timing may have skipped, and it also might have bent the middle valve because it's a 5-valve engine. It might have bent this one. We did fill up these two valves with brake clean. They held it. Spraying this one, it just pours straight into the cylinder. So this has to come apart. Now, hindsight, always 50-50. I didn't want to have to do this with this engine. I thought it was mechanically fine. It just needed some sort of fuel injection on it to make it work. Turns out someone had bought it. It backfired, blew the carbs off it, caught it on fire, and then it came to me. So we had to figure out why it backfired in the first place, which means we're gonna pull it out. And now, like I said, I don't know anything about these engines, but hindsight is always 50-50. It's an opportunity to learn. It's gonna put us back in the project, that's all. So we'll yard this thing out and we'll see what's wrong. Wow, the chassis is so bare without that engine in there. As you can see, most of our stuff is just like tack welded up everywhere. So with the engine out, it actually gives us an opportunity to fully weld this up and make it solid. Like our engine mounts aren't even fully welded up. This bar is like, it's just tacked on one side. And then the same with the back engine mount, that's just tacked on. But it gives us a chance to like get in here, fully get everything welded. Well, this is up here on this now. Oh my God, we're gonna leak oil everywhere. I don't know if this is the amount of slack that it's supposed to have with the tensioner in there. Like the tensioner is in there fully tensioned. This thing moves a little bit, maybe not a lot, but it still moves. Like this is the slack on the chain up here on top. Let me know if that is too much. But what I'm gonna try and do, I'll probably try and pull the chain and get the head off and see if we can see the bent valve underneath. I feel like I need another light right here. I might go steal that one at the back for now and put it right here, just so this area has some more lighting in it. It's almost disorientating that this corner is a little bit darker now and this one's a little bit lighter. It's weird on my eyes to see it like this. So I'm gonna actually order probably 4 more lights, stick them up there because there's no such thing as too much lighting in your garage. We'll put some more in the middle, probably 2 in the middle here, 1 more up here and then 1 more in the back, and then it should be a lot brighter in this place. Oh boy, she's hook birded to the left. You can see the gap right there. See it underneath? Boom. That's not good for compression. Not even a little bit. And you can see where it kissed right there on the top of the piston. It was just like, mwah, mwah, right there on the top. Did that light just make things weird in this area? It feels like it's like reflecting way too much off that. It feels like I need to pull it this way a bit more and paint the walls white because this red is not working. My stupid ass thought red walls was gonna be awesome like 5 years ago, and I regret it ever since, and I don't want to repaint it because that would involve a lot of work. Oh yeah, let me put this light behind it. It makes it 100 times more clear when you put a light behind it. Oh yeah. That is bent AF. There is 0 compression in this engine. Well, we gotta do this cheaply as possible, so I got some Amazon parts to order. I got some welding to do. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace easy. Get that V. Check out Black Sheep Industries, our own company. Sick.